there we
keep
go.
going until
Just
the
keep saying
volume's on.
until. All right. So we're here. It's Wednesday
It's
afternoon.
Wednesday.
We are still just using one microphone right now. So
Bear with.
if you can hear us, if you could just let us know, I can turn the mic volume up or down, or we can
Whatever we
do a jig or
think
something.
we need to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll try to talk loud today so that everybody can hear us.
Doing a jig.
Do a jig. Just do a jig. Yeah. It's been a day. It's been a weird week.
It's been an odd week. Sarah and I have been taking a class to learn a little bit more about some of the things that the machines can do.
Yes.
And
it has not been real fast paced and exciting.
Well, I mean, the information's all good information, but we're kind of people, and it was hard.
I can't
and then
fast
of course,
forward. I can't.
no, we couldn't make that go faster. And
it's live.
Sarah habitually watches every video on 2x speed, so
I do.
We couldn't do that. So I mean, no offense to the class, it was a good
it was
class.
good
It was
class.
great information,
Yes.
But of course
I
got up and got interrupted multiple times, and then yeah. So
yes, I could not.
We're a little soft.
I could not
hear you.
Speed them up.
Can hear very well. Well, I think we're probably okay.
Okay. So
all right.
It's been a crazy few days.
It has been a crazy couple of days, but we've been looking forward to this stitch out.
Yes.
This is an absolutely darling project, and I think it's really funny. Halloween is not my favorite. I like it fine, but I've never been into decorating for Halloween and
until
whatnot.
Now.
And I feel like all of my favorite projects are Halloween based. So I absolutely am going to have to make this. This is so stinking cute.
It really is very cute, isn't it?
So we are. Oh,
wrong button.
Here we are.
Hi.
Hello.
The camera's being really weird today.
There we go. That's good.
Okay.
So we are going to stitch out a block, and then once we have like a couple 4 and whatever minute stitch times, we'll pop over and we'll do a little slideshow thing to show you the rest of the project. So what project you say?
All right.
Did you hear that?
Yes. So a couple people, Anita, we've got like 9 you can hear goods and 2 not well. Maybe you can turn your volume on your computer up a little bit. But
yeah, give that a try. If that still isn't it, then we'll make some adjustments.
We'll keep trying to start to
we don't want to blare anyone out either. So
louder.
But we bumped it just a little bit for you, okay? All right. So we are going to do the super cute owl in a cake stand block.
Yes.
It's going to have some vinyl, so we'll talk about some tips on how to make vinyl stitch out a little bit better and easier, in our opinions anyway. And then we'll like I said, we'll show you the rest of it. So which pattern are we doing? Because I don't think we actually, it was in the description, but we didn't actually say the word.
This is Pumpkins and Potions, and it's a
ladder
quilt
by Kimberbell. And again, it is absolutely adorable.
Right.
I'm very excited by it. Makes me want to create my own random, like in the same format for different things.
More letter quilts.
More.
Give us more letter quilts.
I'm in the mood for the rainbow that we did last week. That is really right up my alley right now. I am in the mood for cheerful. So,
all things happy.
All things happy, sunshine and rainbows, maybe a unicorn or 2. I don't know. Only if I can shave down their horn and get the good luck glitter.
Right.
Sprinkle it on me.
Should be lots of glitter.
Lots and lots of glitter. So, all right. So let's jump in and start stitching.
Yes.
So we are going to create this as a block by block. So we're going to do the quilting first and then build our block on top of that.
Yeah.
So I have a 7x12 hoop here that has no-show mesh in the hoop. And that is all we've got in the hoop right at the moment. Interesting little tail. All right. And did you thread with this? Yeah.
I didn't.
Was this what was on there?
Yes.
All right. So I think, where's our background fabric?
Right here.
Do we want that?
I think we want that. We want our favorite color. What is that? This one?
maybe.
Is that 17? No, 101. That one.
That's the one we want. All
Yeah.
right. See, we'll get there.
Okay, so we're going to use color number ES101. This is an exquisite color, and this matches this shade of
Very,
background
very
fabric
nicely.
really well.
And it is in our SNL stitching with SNL kit.
Yes.
If you are a member and you, that means that it is refillable at a discount, as well as, maybe you don't already know. So stitching with SNL is a thread pack that has 34 colors in it, and you get all 34 colors for only $99. And then you can refill the colors that are in there at a discounted price. I think we're at 3.
Yep. I got an idea. I'm going to put it I'm like going to put it on your sleeve. There we go. We'll try that.
We'll see if that works. Don't mind us. All right, so we've got a square, and we're just going to place our batting. Do you want to swap cameras or?
Yeah.
All right, so we have.
Oh, this one. Nope.
Don't remove me. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Swap.
There we go.
Perfect. So we have a squaring stitch we're going to cover up with our batting, and we're going to tack that little guy down. So again, consistency is good with what batting that you're putting in there, just from a thickness perspective, but outside of that, it really doesn't matter. So, you know, if you want something with more loft, great, put something with more loft in. It does, it's whatever works. So Carolyn was kind. She says, I gave you a piece big enough that you can trim. I was concerned. I was like, oh, you had to think about that? Yeah, it's definitely easier when you have something to hang on to. So thank you, Carolyn, wherever you're at. I appreciate that, because it's not fun to have the batting like shred in your hand as you're trying to hold it to probably use it as high as possible.
I think that was before we moved it, so it should be okay now.
All right, so we had a construction stitch, which meant 2 times around. So now we're going to just trim off that excess. And then Sarah can decide whether we're going to stitch the next line, or whether we're going to cheat and skip a step.
I think we should cheat and skip a step. Yeah, I can find my words if I try really hard.
So on our machine, she is hitting our needle plus minus and jumping ahead 1 color. We already know that we have to place our background fabric to go around this square of batting. So we're just going to skip the placement line for where to place our batting and jump ahead to the tack down.
Shirley is asking when they will be available. I would say like mid to
they're
late
supposed
June.
to start shipping, I think it's around, mid-June. So, you know, we don't get things here in 2 days from them.
Well, we're also waiting on fabric, so we may get the designs and the embellishment kits before the fabric.
That is possible.
There are a lot of basics in here, but there is also new fabrics from Kimberbell that are in here, and we can't finish cutting our kits until we have those. They usually come quicker than the fabric kits, but you just never know.
All right, so I've got our square trimmed. We're going to go back over to the machine, and we're going to take our background fabric here, which does have
ECT.
That's the word. Thank you so very much. And we're going to just completely cover that guy up. It doesn't have to be completely centered, so don't stress over it too much, as long as you are covering up that entire piece, because it's going to go 1/4 inch all the way around. Yep. So if you know, you're good if you've got that. So these are about 1 inch bigger all the way around than what you actually need. It's in the middle there. I got it. So you've got a lot of wiggle room.
Yes. And the background quilting design that we are going to be using today is one of the designs
from Kimberbell.
from Kimberbell. But if you do pre-order from us and you order a complete kit, we will be providing you with background quilting designs so that you don't have to purchase the Kimberbell background quilting designs if you don't want to.
What she
But
said.
ours are not prepared yet, so we couldn't show you
I,
ours.
I, I haven't gotten there yet. But they'll be ready
They'll
by
be
the middle of
ready
June.
by middle of June. Yeah. So we're
So
gonna just hit go.
we're going to hit go and we're going to do the quilting. And while that's quilting, it's about a 4-ish, I think, minute stitch. We're going to start talking about what else is in this adorable package here.
Yes.
So this is again called Pumpkins and Potions. It's a ladder quilt. It's going to finish out at 20 by 60, and it has ghosts, bats, spiders, an owl, some potion bottles. I mean, it's just absolutely adorable. So there are different types of blocks. Okay, let's try this one. There we go. So this, it's a ladder quilt, so it was a lot longer. So if I put it in like long, everything was really tiny.
Right.
So I split it in half. So the one on the part on the left is the top, and the part on the right is the bottom. So just kind of picture those being on top of each other, and you'll have the entire piece. So
Long
you can
and skinny.
see how absolutely adorable this is. We have ghosts. We have a adorable chandelier, which with the embellishment kit is going to give you gems and beads to attach.
So cute.
To give it the sparkle that a chandelier should have. There are some other rhinestones in different places. There's confetti in the potion bottles. So there's 3D bats, all kinds of different things that are going to be done in here. So a lot of straight embroidery, basic applique, and then some things that you'll add on after the fact.
Right. You're going to be making that plaid, right?
You are going to make the plaid. So it's kind of a 2-step thing. You make the strips with folded fabric block, and then you cut those, and then you folded fabric those again, every other one.
Yep.
And that's how you get your plaid. So it's actually all done in the hoop.
Fun.
Which is nice. So flying geese, and then just some 4 squares, a 4 patch there, and stuff like that. So I don't know why my little roller ball's not working, but I must not really like this at all or something. It's fine. Okay. I'll just click over here. I just keep forgetting. It's not moving like I expect. So again, this is going to be pieced plaid that, like what we just were saying, dimensional jars with vinyl and rhinestones, fairy lights, and other embellishments. So you'll absolutely want to make sure you get the embellishment kit this time.
Yes.
If you aren't a normal embellishment kit purchaser, these will be a lot harder items to find that will fit.
Right, probably harder to source.
A little bit more. So the confetti blocks. These are absolutely adorable. I don't have that particular confetti because I don't have my embellishment kit.
Right.
We talked about doing one of those because of the vinyl and the confetti, but because we didn't have the appropriate stuff, we decided on this one here. So you'll still get the idea of the vinyls and the different tips with that, but this is so stinking adorable. So we've got, oh, I didn't like that. Let's see, can you move for me? Is that better? Look at that. So we have Spider Cider, which has spider confetti in it. And then just kind of random bats and orange dots in that one. And then actual like sparkle confetti in that one there. I just think those are super cute. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's smaller than you need to be. Where'd you go? There we go. All right, so that is the confetti blocks. Then this is the one, no confetti, but still vinyl. And this is what we're stitching here today.
It's adorable. It's just absolutely adorable.
Cute. I'm trying to.
I know, right? We're getting really close
We're
today.
getting really close. So they have both lace and felt bats that are going to be 3D that you kind of place around like over the plaids and those kinds of things. And then, like I said, a whole bunch of different applique and stitching blocks. So these are just a couple of the examples. We've got that adorable chandelier, which is one of my favorite blocks on this. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. I like them all. It was
Mhm.
hard to pick just one. It's like a chip. You can't eat just
Just
one. You
one?
can't, yeah, you can't like just one of these.
Kimberbell is like Lay's potato chips now.
Exactly. We're gonna go with that. All right. And just a couple more, and then you want to switch back, and then we'll come
Yeah.
back to it
Yeah.
later. So Stitch and Spell there in the upper left is going to have rhinestones in the little like bubbles that come up. And then we've got those adorable ghosts. I love the little flower and leaf detail in there. It's very, very cute. And then Got Silk, I mean, come on. And then there's a cute little boo word as well. So very, very darling designs. And again, these are either going to be basic stitching or basic applique. And then those rhinestones you would add
Can't
and
have
get,
too much
and
glitter.
no, 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 you don't. That's not possible.
I just cannot
I
have too much glitter.
think
It is the base of the candle black.
so confused. I think this one,
Okay.
because that's this fabric, which is also backed.
Okay.
I think that's what we're doing.
So tell them what color this is.
Oh, this is Floriani PF 785, and it matches. It's kind of a cinnamon color. It matches our cake stand base very, very well. I know, which one was it?
Come on. Almost. There we go.
So many
So
buttons.
many choices.
So
I know.
many.
I feel like it's different every time. It's not. It just
So this is our fabric for that. And like I said, it's kind of a cinnamon color there. So that thread is a Floriani that matches that very, very nicely. Number 785. So first things first, we're going to have our applique placement line. I was confused from the satin outline. I was like, wait, what? Getting ahead of myself. So there's our placement line. We're going to completely cover that up. This is going to have some fill stitches on it, so it does have a fusible on the background of that as well. Just making sure I'm everywhere I need to be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you hear it? Beautiful color. All right, so we are supposed to trim. Scissors, those are.
I found them in the drawer.
I really need to get like a ribbon on the pair that work. It would sure be nice if those others would just show up. All right, so I'm going to trim. Oh, that kind of works. Not as close as I'm used to with the curve, but almost there. One more. Dun, da, da, da. All right, so again, this is the cake stand. And then there's kind of like the plate portion.
Marilyn is asking, is there a new Kimberbell celebration fabric line? And if so, do you have yardage? It came out a little while ago. We are actually out of a couple bolts already, but we do have
We have some
a
fat
bunch
quarter
of it.
bundles, and we might have, do we have a half?
We might.
I know we've got some bundles that had everything, and we have almost all of it available in yardage. So I think it actually came out in like January.
Yeah.
So here's the collection. It's 54. This is fat quarters, and it's got kind of the holiday celebration things. We've got kind of like fireworks. We've got banner fabrics, hearts, strawberries.
Just fat quarter packs left.
We are down to just the fat quarter packs, but you can see there's super cute prints in there, and they're smaller, which is kind of nice, which means you can put them in a lot more places.
Yes.
So yes, we have that 18 fat quarters, $54. So. So, but we do have, you know, if there's only a few that you wanted, we do have quite a bit still on the bolt as well. So, and what we have, you should be able to see on our website.
Yep, it's there.
So. We're going to change that guy.
Okay.
Or black. Would you prefer black?
It's fine.
Okay.
All right, fine. Do you want black? Okay.
The little color things aren't on this page, but that's the ear, inner ear filled. I think that color's just peachy. That'll do. There's a black right behind us if we want it, though. All right, so this is kind of like the cake plate portion of the stand. And next is going to be the ear fill. And we're going to do that in a dark gray Exquisite ES 117. Didn't like something, did it? Where'd you go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Now I got that in my head. That's okay. There's worse things. You know, like broken laminators. I'm just picking on ya.
If you could have seen the look on her face when it happened.
That was the priceless point, I bet.
It was. I watched her. She's walking. She's got it in her hand, and the next thing you know, it all comes out of the bottom. It was, and she just looked at me like, I don't even,
I don't know what to do at this point. Yeah. So we laminate things quite often here, and it's in and out of that box a lot.
Yes.
Well, the box finally gave up the ghost today. Not the laminator, but the box. And it just all fell out the bottom of the box and crashed on the floor. So now the laminator's given up the ghost as well.
The laminator was the casualty.
So that's what we're talking about. So I was just picking on her. I mean, it's nobody's fault, but it doesn't mean that I can't have a little fun with it. I started watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Again. I don't feel like there's...
This is color number 1362. This is our one isocord. I think wasn't it like salmon or something?
Salmon?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we just couldn't find a color we loved for this fabric, except for this one. And we were like, okay, sold. We're going to get that one. So this is the belly of the owl.
I bet we have to trim
I bet
now.
we have to trim. Yep. And then we're doing the rest. So I don't know. You want to change it a little bit? Those aren't much different, but do you want this for the rest so that it has a small variant? What do you think? You decide, or there's black behind you, or
I
whatever.
think 117 is fine.
Okay. I have no idea what that's referring to. But at least my screen's not live this time. All right, so I have trimmed. It's all right.
Totally forgot.
I trimmed our little belly there, and we're going to place that back in the machine. And we are changing back to our dark gray. We're going to use the same color. It does technically show for two different colors here, but we're going to just leave it, and we'll let you know how it turns out. So here we go. And this is another couple minutes, right?
Yep.
You want to come back here, or?
Yes.
So here's, again, we are on applique and just straight embroidery stitching. We've got an itsy bitsy problem, and that is those little tiny spiders on a weave of spider silk.
I like the wordplay.
I like the wordplay, but I'm not going to lie. I looked at it and I was like, they misspelled it the first time I read it. And then I was like, oh no, I get it. Never mind. But it took me half a second. And then ghosts have the real spirit, which is super cute. Again, that's just going to be base applique with then stitching on top and satin stitching around. We've got actually two different candles. The drip of wax is in a different position, so it's not the same file stitched twice. There are actually two different files, and they actually have a little vinyl being placed over the flame to give it a little bit of something something on that as well. And I don't know about you, but I'm only a little batty.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree. You have to be a little bit batty to work here, right?
Absolutely. Maybe more than a little. So yes, I think we're probably all past the little step point. I actually love the spider. I'm not a big spider person, but that one's really cute with the stitching on the back. And then keep calm and carry a wand. And that's going to use some glitter for an applique there on the hat, which again, I think is very cute.
So remind me when we're done with this to tell you about my spider story from yesterday.
Oh. Okay. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there are some blocks that will be embellished after the fact with either lights or rhinestones or something to that effect. These are a couple, the Sit and Stitch a Spell, and then the 31 is a circular applique piece, and then you'll have your lights that will go around that. And then the tree, Oh Frightful Night, will also have rhinestones in those placements there, as well as your chandelier. So here's a little bit closer up picture of the chandelier. And there is a strand of little black beads as well as oblong beads that will be hung off the bottom, as well as the rhinestones going in the lights. So lots of fun to be had with that one. Yeah. And then these are the price points, which I'm sure everybody is wondering about.
Yes.
So you, of course, don't have to buy the bundle.
Nope.
You get a 10% discount. And if you pre-order, you get our quilting files,
designs.
which means you don't have to go buy them or come up with something else to fill those in. We'll make sure that you have something for every block that is needed there. If you would like just the design CD, that is an available option. That is, I imagine, going to be a book. That's where they're at for most of the things like this, and that is going to be $69.98 with the CD in the front of the book. And then there's the fabric kit only or the embellished kit only. So maybe you're going to make 3 of these, one for you and one for your 2 kids or whatever, however that works. You could buy the bundle and then buy additional embellishment kits and fabric kits if you wanted, because of course you don't need the CD again.
Right.
But however you would like to do that. So the fabric kit is $99 by itself, and the embellishment kit is $29.98 by itself. As we mentioned, we do offer a special if you buy the bundle.
Yep.
And that's what this one talks about.
Yes, you can. We always do like a pre-buy that allows you to kind of put a little bit of money down on it so that you know your spot is saved, and then we bill you for the balance. So if you ever wondered why we have like that weird random number, this one is $29.06, and it's because $150 is our free ship point. And so
it's a lot easier on our end.
Yes.
If your order is pulled for free shipping.
Yes.
Rather than us having to go back in there and
manually
adjusting that because it charged you at checkout and you paid it because you're good people.
Right.
And then we go back and refund it and whatnot. This way, you're paying just the deposit, which is cash. There's nothing there to ship.
Exactly.
So it doesn't ask for a shipping charge. And then on the balance, it would qualify you for the free shipping.
Yes.
So there is method to the badness. We may all be a little bit batty around here.
Yes.
But there is method.
There is.
When we're doing those wonderful things.
And occasionally when we create this, if you put your deposit down and it tells you it applies for shipping or something like that, I promise you we will refund the shipping.
We'll take care of it.
Usually just because we forgot to hit that this is not a physical item, and we don't mean to, but I promise we will refund that shipping because you don't
You'd
have
be
to.
amazed
Yes,
how involved it is to program something into a website and how easy it is to miss something.
Right.
So
yeah, it's usually because I got distracted.
Yeah, that's all that was. Do we want black for this, or do you want to leave it on the gray?
What do you think? They have black and gray. It looks like gray at the base of the thing and black.
They have black for this step. Let's just
leave it?
Let's just leave it.
Okay.
We're going to leave it. They do call for a thread change here. We're ignoring that. We'll let you know whether that's a good idea or a bad idea when we're done. You know, we always say we make the mistakes, so you don't have to.
Cindy was asking, she said she joined late, and she's asking when this comes out.
Middle to late June.
Middle to late June, yes.
So it should start shipping mid, but we will be waiting. We're going to be waiting on the fabrics. That's going to be our, so there are specific fabrics that were designed for this project, and they've been ordered, goodness, for almost a year, I feel like.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Long time ago, we ordered them last year at some point, and so we'll have to wait for them to arrive to finish the kits. We have pre-cut everything that has basics in them, so anything that we have access to is prepped and ready to go. But as soon as we get the fabrics in, we will hurry to get, not hurry too fast because we don't want to make mistakes, but we'll get the rest of the kits finished out and then let you guys all know it's ready to go.
Yeah. So mid to late June.
Yep.
Well before Halloween.
Oh, heavens, yeah. So, so that was the end of my show. Yeah, I didn't add in any more.
All right. There's half a Lisa.
Yeah, this one's all about you today.
Yep. They can see my face and hear your voice.
You guys confuse us often, so we might as well be one person anyway. Absolutely. I actually think I like the gray.
Yeah.
I really like this gray. The 117 is a really nice color. The charcoaly, whatever you want to call it, is very nice.
Cindy wants to know, when is the last date to get the bundle? As soon as they ship us the stuff. That's usually when.
Yeah, we might give you a couple days grace, but honestly, we generally will send something out that says last chance is blah, blah, blah in an email. And that would be a Monday email.
Yeah.
So the Monday prior to wherever the last chance is, you should get notified. Once we have everything in our possession is usually when we cut it off.
Yep.
So great question. So I was supposed to ask you about something.
Oh, yes.
The spider.
The spider. So we had to go pick up the truck yesterday from the dealership because
Right.
we had a sensor go bad again. So we go to the dealership, and I say to Dave, we were going to have baked potatoes when we get home. I ran out of cheese. And I'm like, I'm going to stop at the little grocery store and get some cheese. He's like, well, I'll come with you. So we drove both vehicles up, stopped at the grocery store. We go in, nothing out of the ordinary then. He gets in the truck because his is parked in front of mine. And I take, 7 more steps over to the car. And there is, I parked near the tree, a giant spider that's the size of a quarter. It lands on the car and it goes into the window thing. I scream. He's completely ignoring me. He's gone. I'm afraid to get into the car at this point. I'm like, maybe I should just burn it.
Burn the car.
I'm like looking around, trying to figure out, am I going to see it? Because he went in like the window part.
Are we staying the same again? All right.
And so I was like, okay, so I open the door and I don't see him anywhere. And I'm driving and I'm like driving really slow because I keep looking over
everywhere.
my shoulder waiting for this spider to come out. He never did. But it scared the crap out of me.
I bet.
I got home and I said,
was it like a wolf spider?
I don't know my spiders, but he was.
But I mean, usually when they're that big,
Yeah, I mean, quarter size. So I mean, big enough for him.
A little bigger than a quarter.
Yeah,
yeah.
He was more fuzzy than
Yeah,
I would have preferred him
spider.
to be. I don't know where he is in the car, but I got home and Dave's like, "What took you so long?" I said, "I was contemplating just torturing the car." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "There is a giant spider living here someplace." He's like, "Well, maybe it fell out." I'm like, "Well, I mean, that would be fantastic, but
how do I know?
How do I know?"
How do I know? In our old house, we had fluorescent lights like in the kitchen, like we have here. And clear as day, it's not something that I think I will ever forget. One fell, jumped, spun still, whatever, out of a light and landed on my shoulder. I have never screamed so much in my entire life. I did the pee-pee dance, the springing the arms all over, trying to brush it off of me. I was so wigged out. It was absolutely awful. And like I said, I remember it clear as day. I can see it. And it was bigger than a quarter.
Right.
I mean, it was big, and it was like the furry legs. And I was like, Mary, Mother of God, please don't.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to expire on the spot because I was so freaked out by it. It just,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She says they don't eat much. Yeah, I know.
It doesn't matter. I don't think you.
It's like my illogical fear that when Dave pulls the RV up on our hill that it's going to tip over, gravity is not going to let it do that. But when I look at that, I think, I wonder if it's just going to go woo, to the other side.
Yes.
Makes zero sense. My brain knows that this is not true, but the little heart flutter that something is going to go wrong
does not go away on its own.
No.
No, it does not. Dee actually has a very good question. Will we be adding the list of threads that we use here into the bundle listings? So we try to do that. Unfortunately, the last one took us so long to get stitched out.
Right.
We didn't actually get it. So I do have a list of all of the colors, but I have no idea whether they were all in there, if we added some or whatnot. So I am a project behind on adding in a list. But yes, is the answer. Absolutely. So we can add, I know that Floriani cinnamon color is not in there. So we most definitely can make sure that happens for sure. Great question. And if any of you are like, I have no idea what they're talking about, we add colors to the list. We don't add them to the original starter set, but we add them to the discountable list for other projects. And so the idea behind the Stitching with SNL was to be a Kimberbell based thread set so that it would go with all projects, not just a project. So rather than buying a thread set for pumpkins and potions, and then buying a thread set for stitching or whatever it was through the seasons,
Yes.
and a lot of those colors tend to repeat
Yeah,
because of the fabrics.
because they use the same basics.
So we started with a base thread set that's going to cover the bulks of the basics, and then when we had specialty numbers, we added a list online that you're able to print out so that you can add those numbers and get your discount on those numbers to get the threads that you need.
Exactly.
So there is a PDF available that you can download for everything that we've done up till now, and I'm a little slacking on that. My bad. But I'll add that to my to-do list to make sure that I focus on that. So I mow under the neighbor's trees. Yeah.
It's not rational at all.
I want to say that if it had happened outside, it wouldn't have been so bad, but I probably would have still screamed like a girl. I mean, let's get real. When you have something, a bug that's that large land on you, it's not fun.
When it's small and you like realize that
You
there's
can
something
feel the
crawling on
creepy
you.
crawly.
Oh,
It's just like, no, pass, hard pass for sure. Yes. But there you go.
So the little spider with the he reminded me of the spider that went in the car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have a hourglass on his back, did it?
No.
Just
I
check
don't
it.
know though. I didn't look that close.
Just check it. Otherwise, you might want to fumigate.
I know, right? There's always somebody in the parking lot when that happens that's just looking at you like you're crazy, and I'm like, what?
What you looking at? I'm completely sane over
I'm
here.
totally sane, freaking out about the car, the car and the spider.
Yeah. I'm sure I've had small spiders in the car and seen them, moving around and whatever. And I usually just think, okay, they'll crawl into some hole and
Yeah.
the engine will burn them up or something. I don't know, but
Of course.
Tucker has a spider story, guys.
On the way home from the airport, Em stopped at Burger King for me, and as they were ordering, I look over and there's a huge spider, so I jumped out of the seat, tried to crawl in the back seat, and they drive up to the drive window, and they're like, "Can I get a napkin?" And the guy just looks at them, they're like, "Right now?" And they look at me as I'm trying to crawl in the back seat, they're like, "Yeah, right now."
So there was if they didn't hear that, so she was in the drive-thru at Burger King trying to order something, and she looks over and there is a spider, and so she is in the passenger seat freaking out. So she's now actively trying to move into the back seat while the worker is staring at and she's trying to ask for a napkin, and they're thinking that she's crazy because she's how hard it is to get from the front seat to the back seat in a car as an adult.
That is not simple. All right. So, yeah, spiders should not be in cars. Let's just go there.
No.
Or crawling on me. Next, we are going to do a little detail on the tray and then the background fill of the eyes. So we're going to put white in, and we're threading that right now. And again, it's going to do a line here and then the fills of the eyes there. So here we go.
Did you check your car the next morning? Yep, I did. And then I made Dave drive the other one.
I'm not getting in there yet, right?
I'm not ready yet.
So
could be having babies in
would
there.
my new car burn? I don't think my new car would burn anything. I think they would just live happily ever after in my hood. I don't know that I like that now that I think about that. All right, I just have to say this guy is really cute.
It's very cute.
So nothing like having your husband basically laugh at you right to your face, right?
Right.
So I heard this who one morning. It was really early morning, and I said something. I'm like, I think we have an owl somewhere out there, and he starts laughing and laughing, and I'm like, what? He's like, that's not an owl. Those are the doves. It's just like, you could have just let me think that. I mean, I never said I saw it. I just thought that's what I heard. He was like, no. Those are the doves. You idiot left unsaid. He just laughed at me so hard. He didn't even follow that up with, but I love you. Nope, just laughed at me.
Apparently you got your who's wrong.
My who's. I'm like, how are you
Your
supposed to
who's
know?
are wrong.
How am I supposed to know? It's not like I've specifically seen a dove who at me, so I would know exactly what the dove sounded like. Those are coos, not who's, and I'm telling you, it was a who that I heard. But no, Jeff was adamant that it was not.
What if that's what if that's what Horton heard?
Well, is that going to be my new nickname? Hey, Horton, what's up? All right, that might look mildly creepy. We need to fill that in a little bit.
In a minute.
It will be better. So we're going to go back to this one, I think. All right, so that is the tray edge and eye background. We're now going to stitch the eye fills, which we're sticking with our dark gray.
1-7.
It does, of course, tell you to put black here for like the eye pupil area, but we're sticking with the gray. And okay. And then that one.
Okay. It's the center.
Okay, no longer creepy.
No, now they look more like eyes.
The little blank stare there going on for a hot second. It was like, oh, something's not right with this picture. After the gray, we are supposed to put the black bobbin in. All right. We actually, if you want to change that, there's a little tail here that's going to get stitched down. I'm going to get rid of.
Okay, I am changing to ES111, the light gray.
I was just trying to stay out of your way. Okay. Hey, cutie pie. This is the eye outline and beak details. So just a quick little stitch here. That's it's called. Now it's better. Like stare was getting me a little bit. So once this color is done, we're going to put a dark bobbin in so that we don't get any pop up from the back.
For the vinyl piece?
Basically, yes, but there's also like a little knob at the top, and we'll just leave it in there. I do love this, though. They don't always do this. So we're going to change, and then we're going to stitch the placement line. And it says, be sure to trim any jump stitches before placing the vinyl. You want to make sure there's no lint or anything underneath there, which is kind of what I was doing, is because I wanted to make sure they weren't stitching into place, but we'll go through. So there's a little tail on the one beak. We'll trim that out. And the reason is we're going to put vinyl over that whole thing. So we want to make sure
It'll be final.
it'll be
Vinyl.
yes, it will be final. And once you tack that down, you can't go back and trim anything underneath. So you want to make sure that you have everything done first.
Just get to trim out your vinyl.
Yes.
You don't want to do that.
No.
No taking the
No
dome
take, no
off.
take backsies.
No take back seat.
And then we'll have one more. One more little nostril, and then we'll switch back to our dark gray and change our bobbin. So I am going to clean this up and make sure that there's no spare things laying around.
I'm gonna change the bobbin. We don't want to play bobbin roulette.
No. So I got a little clipping there, I think.
Do I need to change to black,
Dark gray or
dark
black?
gray, or do you prefer? Do we want it to be contrasty?
I don't care.
Dark gray it is.
Dark gray it is. All right, so I don't see any fuzzies anywhere. Also make sure that your the clips aren't laying somewhere that you just can't see. I know I took the tape somewhere. This would be a great little, just a little piece of tape, and make sure there's no fuzz anywhere there. So this is going to be the placement line for our vinyl. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Oh. Well, alrighty then. Tell me how you really feel.
I feel like they could have given us a little more stitching down there,
I was just thinking the same thing.
but that's what it looks like on the picture.
That is what it looks like.
Yeah, if your owl belly looks a little light at the bottom, that's
So does ours.
what it looks like. Yep. It didn't skip stitches, but it looks like that in the picture too.
It is possible. We have like the pre whatever stitches.
Mm,
It is possible that that might have an adjustment
Right.
before you get your book.
but that is definitely what the picture
that
looks
is
like
what the picture looks like.
here. Anyways.
All right, so I have a piece of vinyl, and in my other hand, I have a dryer sheet. Anytime we use vinyl, we always wipe that vinyl down, and we actually wipe it down on both sides. And the reason is it will remove static cling. This is extremely important if you are doing confetti. It's not as important when you're not. However, it will definitely not pick up fuzz and other things if you do that. So we are just completely covering that up. And again, I wiped down both sides of my vinyl with that dryer sheet.
And you can definitely tape this. We don't know where our tape is.
I know actually right where the tape is. It's just not here. I was taping stabilizer in place for her hats. Does not sound right at all. Let's
Let's try that again.
oh, it busted.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we got a little fray going on there. Note to self, change the needle.
Cindy is asking, is that a used dry sheet or not? Probably wouldn't matter.
I use them, not after it has been in the dryer for clothing, but I use them more than once for this.
Yeah.
So I actually keep them in my sewing room. I just have a small stack, and I'll use them more than once, especially if I'm did you back up or are we good?
Do you want me to back up a little bit?
I don't, maybe, that's good. But I don't know that I would use one after the dryer because those have a very different texture to them.
It sounds better.
Sounds a whole lot better. It did not like something. All right, so before we stitch that final step, I need to remove the excess vinyl. This is a raw edge applique, so you do want to make sure that you have a little bit of an edge I kind of like to give it a little bit of a fold and then trim. These aren't bad scissors, but I do like my curves a little better. I feel a little awkward.
Because they're not, yeah, the double curves.
There's no curve at the end here. So it is completely normal and natural to have a little lip on the outside of your stitch. That is, if you get too close to your stitches, of course, you're going to just cut the stitches and then they won't be working anymore. So you don't want to be on top of, you want to give it a little bit of edge. This definitely is a try not to go back and trim multiple times kind of thing. Nice smooth strokes so that you don't get sharp choppy edges on your vinyl. And unless you have like a huge, holy crap, I don't like what that looks like, it's better to leave it than to try to go back and trim it because you end up getting choppy when you go back.
That makes sense.
So there is, so I have a little extra here that I'm not, because my no curve scissors didn't make that corner very good right here. But again, I'm better off leaving it than I am trying to mess with it. So we're going to come back here. We still have our dark bobbin in. And the last color stop is just going to be like the knob or the handle or whatever you want to call it, the detail up there. So I definitely have found when it comes to dryer sheets, cheap does not matter. So go to the dollar store, buy a box, leave it in your sewing room, whatever. It doesn't have to be, I can't think of what, like bounce. It doesn't have to be bounce for it to actually do any good. So the inexpensive ones are great. You know, Target, Walmart, whatever brand. It doesn't have to cost you a fortune for it to work. The difference when you're doing the confetti, so we're not stitching a confetti blackout because we didn't have any confetti to put in. But what will happen if you don't get rid of that, when you go to drop your confetti into your space, it like sucks on to the side of the vinyl and it doesn't flow well inside of the space that you're providing for. It is a night and day difference if you have wiped it down with one of these first. And I do mean night and day difference. It is so much better.
Screen?
Sure. All righty, and there is our cute little guy there. I'm going to try to angle it a little bit.
I think I like the gray. We did good.
I think I like the gray too. It's not as harsh.
Yeah.
So, yep. So there is our final stitch color, and that is the owl in the cake stand black. So cute. So yeah, just one of the many adorable designs that are what make up the pumpkins and potions. And again, it is available for pre-order. You can put just a deposit down, you can pay the whole thing. And if you do pre-order a bundle from us, we are again providing you a 10% discount if you buy all 3 items together. And you will get our quilting files for free. Which if you buy it later, it'll be about a $35 for this size or whatnot. It'll be about $35 to purchase them. So it's a nice savings there as well. And I can guarantee they'll be less expensive than Kimberbell's.
Yes. So that saves you, $50 or so dollars. So that's a free embellishment kit.
Absolutely. So that is what we had for you today. And I'm super excited. One more Halloween decoration for my house coming right up. So I'm not sure where this one's going to go, but I'm going to have to make it because it's just darling.
So cute.
So cute. So thanks for hanging. Again, it's available. I'm sure you put it in the link of the email. And then, of course, you could just search for that on our website as well.
Yep.
So thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.